I don't trust Sam Altman, and I don't think we want to have the most powerful AI in the world controlled by someone who is not trustworthy. And sorry, I just don't. So my philosophy is that we should try to expand the scope and scale of consciousness. We should try to have more humans, more thinking, and perhaps there's an argument even for machine consciousness. I think that my guess is it's 80% likely to be good, maybe 90. It's probably going to be great. There's some chance of annihilation, 10 to 20%, something like that. Look, the reality of what's happening, whether one likes it or not, is that we're building super intelligent AIs, hyper intelligent, like more intelligent than we can comprehend.
Elon Musk's latest interview touches upon the upcoming AGI. He gives his updated prediction of P-Doom, basically the chance of total annihilation of life, the universe, and everything, and what part Sam Altman might play in all of that. And towards the end, he even touches on aliens and God. First, here's him talking about the rapid rate of AI progress and what he expects will happen as early as next year.
You said that artificial intelligence, machine intelligence, might be a good thing. Where are we on AI right now, AGI right now, and what are your views?
I think at this point it's obvious to everyone that AI is advancing at a very rapid pace.
Yes.
You can see it with the new capabilities that come out every month or every week sometimes. AI at this point can write a better essay than probably 90%, maybe 95% of all humans. Say write an essay on any given subject. AI right now can beat the vast majority of humans. If you say draw an image, draw a picture, it can draw, like if you try say Midjourney, which is, the aesthetics of Midjourney are incredible, it will create incredible images that are better than, again, 90% of artists. It's just objectively the case. And it'll do it immediately, like 30 seconds later. We're also starting to see AI movies. So you start seeing short films with AI music creation. And the rate at which we're increasing AI compute is exponential, hyper exponential. So there's dramatically more AI compute coming online every month. There seems to be roughly, I don't know, the amount of AI compute coming online is increasing at, I don't quote, roughly 500% a year, and that's likely to continue for several years. And then the sophistication of the AI algorithms is also improving, so we're bringing online a massive amount of AI compute and also improving the efficiency of the compute and what the AI software can do. So it's quantitative and qualitative in improvement. I think next year you'll be able to ask AI, so certainly by the end of next year, make a short movie about something, or probably can do at least a 15-minute show or something like that.
So of course, we've seen massive progress with AI movies, including the very, very newest release from Meta. Not only is the AI video generation getting really good, but also our ability to control it and precisely fine-tune it to what we want is getting much, much better. In Meta's latest release, for example, you're able to do personalized video, just add any picture of yourself or anyone else, and you're able to generate AI video of them in whatever location you want, doing whatever you want in whatever outfits you want. And this has a lot of people concerned because it can be used for misinformation, as well as many other nefarious things. Also, very recently, we've seen huge breakthroughs in AI's ability to reason. It got very close to getting the gold medal at the IMO, the International Mathematics Olympiad, seen by many as a potential fairly dangerous threshold for AI, for it becoming potentially kind of concerning at that point. Microsoft played a part in reawakening the nuclear power plant in the 3 Mile Island. So not only is more and more compute coming online, but we're also finding solutions to, for example, the energy bottlenecks, while at the same time the algorithms are getting much more improved, much more efficient as well. Recently, OpenAI shared their O1 algorithm and its ability to basically think before it answers, to have some sort of an invisible thinking chain of thought process. And then this was able to improve its reasoning quite a bit. And they've shown that the more it thinks before it answers, the better the reasoning can be, the better it can do at things like math and physics and long-term planning. Next, Elon talks about his P-Doom, the probability of doom, some sort of a total annihilation of everything and everybody. And this will strike a lot of people as surprisingly high.
I would liken this to, like, let's say you have a child that is a super genius child, that you know it's going to be much smarter than you. Then what can you do? You can instill good values in how you raise that child. So
Yes.
even though you know it's going to be far smarter than you, you can make sure it's got good values, philanthropic values, good morals, honest, productive, that kind of thing. Controlling, at the end of the day, I don't think we'll be able to control it. So I think the best we can do is make sure it grows up.
You've been saying that for a long time.
Yes, I've been saying it for a long time.
Yes. Are you still as worried about it as you seemed to be 2 years ago when I asked you about it?
I think that my guess is, look, it's 80% likely to be good, maybe 90. You could think of the glass as 80% full. It's probably going to be great. There's some chance of annihilation.
And you'd say the chance of annihilation is 20%?
10 to 20%, something like that.
Next, he talks about OpenAI and Sam Altman. As I'm sure you're aware, he helped fund and start OpenAI. He named OpenAI. He wanted to make sure that open was in the title to mean open source. It was supposed to be a nonprofit, a small research lab developing AGI. It was supposed to be open source. And it was supposed to be a counterbalance to Google. By the way, later in the video, he talks about Google and how they've been laying down the groundwork for AI for quite a while.
How concerned is Sam Altman about annihilation, do you think?
I think in reality he's not concerned about it. I don't trust OpenAI. I started that company as a nonprofit open source.
Yes.
The open in OpenAI, I named the company.
Yeah.
OpenAI as an open source. And it is now extremely closed source and maximizing profit. So I don't understand how you actually go from being an open source nonprofit to a closed source for maximum profit organization. I'm missing.
But Sam Altman got rich, though, didn't he?
At various points, he's claimed not to be getting rich, but he's claimed many things that were false. And now apparently he's going to get $10 billion of stock or something like that. I don't trust Sam Altman, and I don't think we want to have the most powerful AI in the world controlled by someone who is not trustworthy. And sorry, I just don't.
But that seems like a fair concern.
Yeah.
But you don't think, as someone who knows him and has dealt with him, that he is worried about the possibility this could get out of control and hurt people?
He will say those words, but no.
Next, he talks a little bit about the potential for everybody to be out of a job. Certainly, if AI and robots start replacing most of human labor, and human labor, how much people are willing to pay for it, starts dropping down to zero, the world and society will look very, very different. Are we all ready for an early retirement? Certainly, I feel Elon's going to be always working. I don't think he's going to stop no matter what. But for the rest of us, do we just kick back and enjoy some leisure time? Here's Elon's take.
What's everyone going to do for a living?
In a benign AI scenario, that is probably the biggest challenge, is how do you find meaning if AI is better than you at everything?
Yeah.
That's the benign scenario.
That's the good news?
But yeah, but I guess a lot of people like the idea of retiring, and
Really, are you looking forward to it?
no, not me. I'd like to hope. I'd like to think that I'd like to do useful things.
Don't you think it's a universal desire?
It's not universal in that there are certainly, I know many people who prefer to be retired. That they prefer to not have responsibilities and engage in leisure activities.
If it became clear to the rest of us that it was out of control and posed a threat to humanity, would there be any way to stop it?
I hope so. I mean, if you have multiple AIs and ones that are, hopefully you have the AIs that are pro-human be stronger than the AIs that are not.
Battle of the AIs?
Yeah. That is how it is with, say, chess these days. The AI chess programs also are vastly better than any human. Incomprehensibly better, meaning like we can't even understand why it made that move.
Right. Why they're so good.
We don't even know why it made it. It'll make a move. We don't even know why it made the move. And in fact, some of the moves will seem like blunders, but then turn out to checkmate. For a while, there was the best human chess players with the best computers could beat just a computer, and then it got to the point where if you added a human, it just made everything worse. And then it was just AI. It's just computer programs versus computer programs. That's where things are headed in general. Big dreams.
At what point?
I don't know. I think we just got to make sure we instill good values in the AI.
Now, Elon has been talking about the dangers of AI from long before most of us were thinking about it, talking about it. AI was on his radar quite a while back. And as you'll see, he wasn't the only one thinking about it.
During the Obama presidency, I met with Obama many times, but usually in like group settings. The one-on-one meeting I had with Obama in the Oval Office, I said, look, the one thing that we really need to do is set up at the beginnings of an AI regulatory agency. And it can start with insight, where you don't just come shooting from the hip, throwing out regulations. You just start with insight, where the AI regulatory committee simply goes in to understand what all the companies are doing, insight, and then proposes rules that all the AI companies agree to follow, just like sports teams in the NFL. You have proposed rules for football that everyone agrees to follow, that make the game better. That's the way to do it. But nothing came of it.
What did he say when you said that to him?
He seemed to agree, but also people didn't realize where AI was headed at that time. AI seemed like some super futuristic
sure,
sci-fi, basically. Like I'm telling you, this is going to be smarter than the smartest human, and my predictions are coming absolutely true. And so we need to have some insight here, just to make sure that these companies aren't cutting corners, doing dangerous things. But Google kind of controlled the White House at that time, and they did not want any regulatory.
That's it. You never see politicians turn down opportunities to become more powerful, which is the point of regulation. It makes them more powerful.
Yeah.
So it sounds like regulatory capture then.
Yeah. The CIO of the White House at the time was ex-Google person, so they put the brakes on any AI regulation. And we still don't have any AI regulation at the federal level.
It's amazing.
So I think we should have something above nothing. Like I said, at least insight, where even if there's no rule that's being broken, they can at least say, hey, we have insight into what this company are doing, or that company is doing, and we're concerned. That would be helpful to know.
Yeah. Instead, politically motivated liars are in charge of the future. It seems a little sketchy.
Next, he gets asked if he wants to be around to see the advent of digital superintelligence.
We're on the cusp of this. It's really a remarkable time to exist. I'll tell you, one of the ways I was able to sleep and reconcile myself to this is that I thought, would I prefer to be alive and see the advent of digital superintelligence, or would I prefer to be alive at a different time and not see it? And I guess I'd prefer to be alive to see, if it's going to happen, I prefer to be alive to see it happen out of curiosity. And then I was like, let's say you knew for sure it would kill everyone. Would you could now you can shift back in time? Like, I guess I'd want to be near the end of my life or something before that happened. But I would, at the end of the day, if it's going to happen and there's nothing you do about it, hypothetically, would you prefer to see it or not see it? I guess if it's going to happen, I prefer to see it rather than not see it.
Next, he talked about the potential of a god, a creator, somebody that created all this in the past. Elon has mentioned the simulation hypothesis, the idea that potentially this world we live in, it was engineered, it was created. It's a simulation. Here's his take on the possibility of a creator and whether that's real or not. What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
But to the question of a power beyond people, beyond our consciousness, a creator, where are you on that?
It must have come from somewhere. So I guess that there must be some creator or creative force or something that caused our existence to come into being. What is the nature of that creator? That I think is unknown. At least I think it is. I don't know of a definitive answer to that.
But it sounds like you're open.
Yes, I'm very open to, I'm driven by curiosity.
Yes.
And trying to understand more about the nature of the universe. So my driving philosophy is to understand the meaning of life, or really what questions to ask if the meaning of life is not the right question. As Douglas Adams made the point in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that what is the meaning of life is probably not even the right question. Famously, in that book, the Earth was actually a computer to figure out answer to the question, what is the meaning of life? And then it came up with the answer 42. But then they're like, what does that mean? And that's the answer, but the question is the really hard part, and you'll need a much bigger computer than Earth to figure that one out. So my philosophy is that we should try to expand the scope and scale of consciousness. We should try to have more humans, more thinking, and perhaps there's an argument even for machine consciousness.
Now, Elon gets asked about if he believes in the existence of aliens. He gets asked that quite a bit. I think he's got one of the most interesting answers to this question. Keep in mind, this man has a literal swarm of satellites flying around the Earth. He's launching various rockets into space. He might know a thing or two.
Do you believe there's a power higher than people?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot we don't know. We don't know, like, why does reality exist? Where did it come from? Where are the aliens? What questions should we ask that we don't even know to ask? So,
when you say what are the aliens, what do you mean?
Where are the aliens?
Oh.
Like, why don't we see them? A lot of people think we see aliens, but I've not seen any evidence of aliens. We've got 6,000 satellites in orbit, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spacecraft.
Right. But on this Earth, the U.S. military has had to do a lot of maneuvering around objects they can't explain.
Unidentified flying objects is one thing, but there's always a bunch of classified programs that are underway of new aircraft and new missiles and things that are classified even within the military. So it's only if you have the top secret compartmented clearance would you know about this new program. So then some pilot sees something moving fast and says, "Hey, I saw a UFO." I'm like, "Yeah, that was actually a new weapons program, but we can't tell you that." If you can guarantee that the split second I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform, and it'll probably be our #1 post of all time.
That'll be your biggest day,
yes,
for sure.
I hope you enjoyed that. It was an interesting look into Elon's psyche, what he thinks about. I'll link the interview down below. Most of it is about politics. These are the few things that are extracted that are about tech, AI, and various other things. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with some of the stuff that he's saying? Do you like the Minecraft video spliced in every once in a while? Do you hate it? Consider subscribing. Consider hitting the thumbs up button. It's what us YouTubers crave. My name is Wes Roth, and I'll see you next time.